Actor Ray Winstone, who played Dreykov in the Black Widow movie, is absolutely savaging Marvel Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe for how they film their movies. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. This is over at thatparkplace.com. And in an interview with Radio Times, Winstone provided a glimpse behind the scenes at Marvel Studios where he shared his disgust at how the company operates. And disgust might be an understatement. This is what he said. It was fine until you have to do the reshoots. However, once he got to the reshoots, it went downhill. He said, then you find out that a few producers have come down and your performance is too much. It's too strong. That's the way Marvel works. It can be soul destroying because you feel like you're doing great work. So he's saying that these producers come in, basically tear apart his performance, want him to redo it, and that is indeed soul destroying. He didn't stop there, though. He actually said it was so soul destroying, he wanted them to recast him. This is what he said. I actually said you ought to recast it because that was it for me. And you end up doing it again because you're contracted to do it. Otherwise, you end up in court. It's like being kicked in the balls. There's lots of other Marvel actors that can probably relate to that. Tom Hiddleston, probably being the most prominent, he got repeatedly kicked in the balls as Loki in that awful Loki season 1 by Lady Sif. And that seems to be what Marvel does now. They just decide to kick people in the balls, knee them in the balls, hit them in the balls as much as they can, inflict as much pain as possible on their audiences. Unfortunately, audiences are wisening up, and Black Widow was one of the first films where audiences were like, yeah, this ain't for me. The movie only grossed 183.6 million domestically and another 196 million internationally for a global gross of $379 million back in 2021. The film did have a day and date release on Disney Plus through their Premier Access. You basically could purchase the movie for $30 on top of a Disney Plus subscription. And Disney claimed the film grossed over $60 million through the Premier Access. So even if you add that $60 million on top of that $379 million, you come to $439 million, and that was still one of the worst performing MCU films. In fact, without factoring in inflation, at the time of its run at the box office, it had only performed better than Captain America: The First Avenger and The Incredible Hulk. Obviously, we've seen films perform worse than that now: Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, The Marvels, etc. But at the time, this was one of the worst performing Marvel Cinematic Universe films ever, and it came just after the massive success of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And not only did the film perform poorly at the box office, but as Cosmic Book News points out, the film was also one of the first to embrace the various forms of wokeness that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now known for. Black Widow actress Scarlett Johansson promoted the film using the Me Too movement. This is what she told Empire Magazine. I think this film in particular is very much reflective of what's going on in regards to the Time's Up movement and the Me Too movement. It would be such a miss if we didn't address that stuff, if this film didn't take that head on. I think particularly for Kate, that is the film's director, it was so important for her to make a movie about women who are helping other women, who lift other women up out of a very difficult situation. Someone asked me if Natasha was a feminist. Of course she is. It's obvious. It's kind of an asinine question. So obviously promoting the film through the Me Too movement, claiming that the character is feminist. And then obviously we had the infamous gender swap of the Taskmaster with actress Olga Kurylenko playing that character. And so, to conclude here, given the film clearly embraced feminism and was the first of many Marvel films to push various forms of woke ideologies, it's not surprising that Winstone would describe being on the set of the film as soul destroying. These ideologies that the Walt Disney Company and Marvel Studios have embraced are indeed designed to destroy souls. So that's what I have to say on this. Let me know what you guys make of what Ray Winstone had to say about how Marvel films their movies. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.